What's up, everybody? The Obsession Podcast. Mike Stadler here.
Carl Bethke here.
How's it going, Carl?
Good, Mike.
I knew it.
You know?
I knew it.
We're getting ready to go do some stuff in the woods after
we
we get done with podcasts.
Correct. March 4 here today in Wisconsin.
Man.
Super close to September.
It's almost season time.
It's just about September.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right around the corner.
I'm like cranked up. That's the first thing I asked you when I got here. I'm like, let's go shoot something.
Is it time to go yet?
Yeah, need to see some rack.
Well, I got one that came into me.
Oh, yeah?
Here. Yeah.
What do you got?
I like to call this a fired up topic.
Fired up topic.
Yeah, because this always gets somebody's shorts in a bunch.
Oh, yeah?
So I had one guy asking me about mostly social media, seeing a lot of guys seem like they've been filming while hunting, and they're filming these 140, 150 class bucks walking by continuously. Not good enough, and other guys that have posted their deer, whatever that buck may be, whatever size, I don't care what it is to me or you.
Yeah.
And then shaming that person, and these people basically thinking, I can't shoot this deer because this is what I need to shoot. So it's buck shaming and social media.
Buck shaming and social media.
Bucks people are passing. I watched. I'll tell you this, and I'm not going to say his name, but I watched, and I'd like to hunt there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he's doing or where it is, but I can remember watching. This was October, November, or late October and November, and he's hunting and filming, and I'm going to remember. I think off the top of my head, like a half a dozen. 140 to 160 class bucks walk by him. And he's like, just waiting for the right buck and blah, blah, blah. And then people asking him why he didn't shoot that. And then the answers were kind of, I guess, what annoyed me.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's not a good deer. And
that's not a good deer.
That deer's not mature. And
Okay, well... Let's see.
I think in general it puts a perception on what hunting is again.
Yeah. I know, like the individual you're talking about. Great guy. He does have better hunting land than most, I guess. And it's in Iowa, which is fine. Mm-hmm. Great, more power to him. He lives there. That's awesome. Iowa is a great state to hunt. If, for some reason, you're trying to promote hunting in general, I don't really think that that's the greatest way to do it, my opinion. Mm-hmm. I do know that this individual is the same guy that will shame somebody, I think, from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. You and I, we see a deer that cranks us up, we're going to shoot it. Don't really give a shit what it scores.
Nope.
I'll tell you that right now. Usually try to shoot what we consider to be mature bucks. And here in southern Wisconsin, a mature buck is probably 3.5 years of age, I would say.
Yeah, well, that'll get some people off.
No, yeah, that's going to piss a bunch of people off. No,
hey,
mature buck's not 3.5.
Deal with it.
Yeah, it's a fact. Yeah, you can tell me all you want. You want to shoot 5-year-olds or whatever else. Oh, yeah, me too. I'd wait if the rest of Wisconsin would wait in southern Wisconsin.
What?
Yeah, I'm just saying. You go to certain areas, it's a little bit different. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Your area here is different than my area at my house or my place. The buck shaming part of social media is complete and utter bullshit to me. I think the majority of those people are useless and will never be successful individuals anyway. If you have to comment negatively on somebody else's accomplishments, to me, you're a useless human. That's how I look at things.
Well, Carl, I hate how you skirt around everything all the time. I wish you would just come out and say how you feel.
Well,
Yeah, I know one thing in particular that actually drives me up the wall is, and I've seen it a million times, you've seen it a million times, I know everybody out there that is listening to us or watching us has seen it, and people walk up to a buck and they're like, it's not what I thought it was. I thought he was, he's got ground shrinkage. I want to, whatever. But,
Yeah.
you know, and I look back to just this year when we were out west. You know,
Yeah.
it was tough out west.
Yeah, it was a tough one.
You know, we both had opportunities on good bucks. Kyle shot a real big mature mule deer. In my eyes, big mature mule deer.
He was a good deer.
I missed one similar to that, several of them. We both did, you know, and I shot probably a younger class buck. I don't know, second to last day.
Yeah.
And did I walk up to that buck?
This is the hardest
Say,
I've ever hunted on. I
God,
think.
no.
No.
I don't know, people. You can say whatever you want, but if you think you're gonna come out here and you're gonna kill a giant every year, you know you're wrong. And
God,
I'm happy
no.
with him.
No.
Not at all. Is it my biggest mule deer? No.
No.
But I tell you what, probably the one I worked the hardest for. You know, and that buck is going to be on my wall,
Yep.
just like the other ones are. You know, because that's the taking an animal's life again. This is what, you know. I don't hunt to kill.
Right.
And this is what I think, you know, other people get. And I don't hunt to impress anyone.
No, hunting for us.
I just don't give a shit what anybody else thinks about what I do with it. To be very blunt, you know, I do it for what.
Why don't you just say how you do
I
it?
gotta get out. Yeah, everybody wants to shoot a big buck, but like I've seen guys shoot, you know, a younger 6-point buck. It'd be their first buck. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I congratulate them. I'll have a drink with them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you want me to take pictures of you?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great.
Yep.
You know, and for somebody to come and say, "Well, what do you think of that?" You know, how many times have people said, "Well, just think if you would have let that buck go another year of our deer." And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. I shot 100
Who cares?
and what the hell was it? 170 some inch split beam deer 2 years ago. And a guy said to me, well, imagine what he'd have been like next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dead on the neighbor's wall. That's what he would have been.
Yeah.
Because everybody in my neighborhood knew that deer.
Yeah, those deer don't usually get, you know, slip past cameras and slip past the sight of people. People know they're there.
Yeah, and then if they know they're there,
You know.
there's that much more pressure, especially in our state because we're heavily pressured. Michigan, the same damn
Yeah,
way.
it's
You know, man, I don't know. I have a lot of things I want to say that probably aren't so nice about it, you know. But you can't bring yourself to that level, as far as I'm concerned. We need to promote hunting as, you know,
yeah.
an enjoyable.
Baby. Nice shot, man. Nice shot. You bet. Good job, brother. Good job. Huh? Is that what I'm talking about?
Oh my god, dude.
That's a beast, bro. That's a beast.
Enjoyable.
People. The problem is not to get too much into it, but society in general wants to set their bar to something maybe they're never going to achieve,
Yeah.
and don't want to put the work in to achieve it.
Oh,
So then at that point, it's jealousy back down to what somebody else is doing, you know, and it's ridiculous. And we say this a lot of our podcasts, a lot of our layouts, you know, you shoot what you're happy with, and if you're killing animals to try to impress other people, you're 100% on the wrong side.
yeah, you're
in
in
my
trouble.
opinion.
No, I
You know,
agree 100% on that. You know, when we go out, and we've been doing this for a long time. And 20 years ago, 25 years ago, you shot a whooping young deer with your bow and people were freaking out. That's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, that's awesome. Congratulations. Da, da, da.
Oh, you better hit that thing.
Now you gotta turn it on me.
Yep.
Now, it's like everybody's talking about 200 inches or 225.
They think like a Pope and Young is just the norm.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm going to let a 130-inch deer walk by me every time because he's 3.5 years old.
How many people out there, can say that they've shot a handful of Pope and Young deer with a bow?
Not very many.
But yet they're the same people that'll say, well, I'm waiting for a big one.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And I have no problem. If you want to wait and that's your choice, fine. But don't be the guy who's criticizing other people.
Yeah.
Don't be the guy who's bitching about not shooting a deer for years. Because sometimes you might not be the hunter you think you are.
Yeah, it's 100% of what you put in, you're going to get back out of it.
Yeah.
And if you watch us at all, said, oh, that's what we do, and it never, we've had people that have, filmed with us before and have said a few of those things on film. You'll never see it.
No.
Because we're not putting that, we're not posting that crap.
And they're no longer with us.
And they're not with us, and it's, I don't ever want to hear it, and, oh, it's not what I thought it was.
Well,
you think that animal went by you, it's like, God, I hope I get killed today.
You know what comes into my mind distinctly was, I don't even know if I should say the story. ND, buck crossing the road.
Yeah.
Should I share that one?
Yeah, why not?
So, Mike shoots the biggest mule deer of his
10
life.
years
Okay,
to get a good
he's
one.
upstairs, full body mounted.
So, and I got this
deer.
one. Put him in.
Congratulations, by the way.
Basically,
Again,
the first
for
night, we
the time.
didn't get him until the next
Yeah,
morning.
that's a great deer.
We left him really overnight.
And he was all cranked up.
And
So,
5 of us went up there and found
There was
him.
another individual hunting with us.
I'm ecstatic.
We were sitting there,
about
we
that.
had stopped to discuss a couple things. He was with me, we were on the wheelers on the road, and here comes this buck crossing the road, injured, probably 150, maybe 160, 5x5. Story was that the neighbors had shot a deer a day or two before, didn't get it and injured it, never found it. Well, I think it was this buck. Anyway, he's crossing the road, and I'm like, hey, that one right there looks like a good candidate. He looks over, and his statement to me was, looked me right square in the eye, and he said, do you think it scores more than Mike's? And I about came unhinged. And then put him on the deer at 50 yards, and he didn't take the shot because he didn't like the angle, which I can partially understand.
Yeah.
But it's an injured mule deer who's probably going to die from coyotes or something. Putting another arrow into him, and that was a fairly decent, easy shot. There was no brush, no nothing.
It's a day one buck.
Yeah, all day long. He didn't shoot because he wasn't sure if it was going to score higher than the one Mike shot, and it ends up he didn't shoot one.
Right.
So that was one of the mishaps. If you're into scoring, that's great. Don't be the guy who criticizes other people's success. I guess that's the way I would look at it. What do you think? Covered it? I mean, there's a lot of things you want to say.
Yeah, we can just keep going, but I think, you want to do it for the right reason. Just remember, taking an animal's life is a huge thing to do. Everything behind me here, and the same thing at Carl's house, is an honor to that animal. It wasn't about killing them. It was about being, to me, putting in enough work, being smart enough, one time where you outsmarted that animal and you were able to harvest them, not kill them to brag about it, but to complete more of a journey, I guess, is the way I look at it. It's kind of like a Fred Bear.
Well, think about it.
Back in the day, the way he used to hunt.
You have to respect the game that you are hunting. That always drives me up. I've heard multiple people, guys that I respect, older gentlemen, who actually helped me get into hunting 30 plus years ago, say, well, that dumb deer did this. There's not a dumb deer out there, just so you guys are aware. Younger deer are probably a little bit easier to hunt, but they're not stupid. You go out and live in the wild.
Yeah.
Show the game that you're chasing some respect. And then respect that animal when you take that animal. There's a lot of work involved after the kill.
Yeah, doe or buck.
Oh, God, yeah.
Or female or male, that species, whatever you're hunting. It's It's huge, and the time to put in to recover and all that too should be no different on a buck as it is on a doe.
You should think the way I think. Well, I ain't gonna say you should think. This is the way I think about it. I spend 365 days a year, basically prepping myself for that 2 or 3 seconds of taking that animal, taking its life, because I need to do it as quickly and as humanely as possible, I think. And if I screw it up, that's on me. Mm-hmm. And I take that personally. You know, if something happens there, you know, you're like me, you don't sleep because you made a mistake.
Oh.
You know, and you do everything you can to try and harvest that animal, recover that animal if something happens. And it has happened. It happens to everybody. If you say it didn't happen to you, either you don't hunt very much.
It'll happen again.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the game.
Yeah. So, I guess that probably pretty much covers that answer.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully, we want to hear your guys' comments on that. What do you guys think about that?
Keep your comments coming in, you know, and you don't have to agree with us.
No.
You know, I mean, we want to hear what's going on out there, what you guys want to hear about. If you care what we think,
Right.
we'll tell you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying that we're right about everything we talk about.
No.
We're just telling you our personal experiences and what we do to be successful. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and remember, these are all questions from you guys, the listeners,
Yes.
so we're just answering them the best we can with the how we feel about the question. So
Check us out.
Yeah. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe. Also check us out on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts,
RSS.com.
under The Obsession Podcast.
Thanks, everybody. Out.
Nice. Okay, I'm in the way.
Big buck, big deer. Was out here with 4 other ones. He just showed up actually on camera now that I see him the other night.